unmuted the entire time. Neat. I'm sure it's fine. Oh, right, I also meant to... Wait, what? Why is this like this? I don't know. Who knows? I don't. It's a mystery to everyone. Most of all, myself. Welcome, everyone. Hang on. Like, everything happened all at once while I was still getting stuff turned on. Home in Butterfly, home in Stuff, home in Spirit. Oh. I think there's one more redeemed somewhere in there where it actually just... Hey. Wait. Okay. Hang on. Why is Ico so obnoxiously loud? Who knows? But, so that got fixed in the... Yeah, I didn't even expect that to be that loud. Let me roll it down a bit. So that got fixed in the dumbest way. I had unplugged everything. I was waiting for it to calm down. And then it wasn't. It was continuing to not. I go, huh. And that fixes it. I just had to be audibly confused in the general direction of my microphone. And that fixed it. Oh, all right. That worked, I guess. And right before it crashed. Welcome in, Laurel. Hope you're all doing good. Or at least better than my audio setup, because it's not having a good time. I think about half of it is, like, looking at how my microphone is returning and how it's doing. Like, it's fine here. I just have it, like, it's 100% way too close to me and can be adjusted. I just don't want to, because if I have it very bad, in a bad place for the tech, I can hear myself better. And that sounds better to me, and, like, mentally it's like, yeah, this is good, because I can hear myself good. But I shouldn't do that. Good Gatorade. Also, this horse is really impressive, because, like, that's no run up, and that's not an inconsiderate gap. Like, that alone, if we could ever get back to the place the opening cutscene happens, would be the point of no return. Like, nope, can't jump that. I don't even know what caused that one. I just moved my arm underneath the wire a little bit. Yeah. funny thing is right before stream, not entirely, but partially. Like, if I had gone from when that one time that we played Shadow the Hedgehog and it was really bad, if I had bought another one, I wouldn't have gotten the commission that I just ordered and, like, finalized, paid for before stream. And, like, my plan from what I got is it's going to be a new, like, ending or BRB or the equivalent of this screen. Hang on, I have to find my way back. I do need to reset up the shit's fucked be right back screen, because turns out Spanish Flea, the music that's back there, is copyrighted, so if I play it way too long, or even a bit too long, my VOD gets muted. I'm like, the song has to be stupidly old. Like, it has to be just old enough to be out in public domain. Turns out it's not. But anyway, how's everyone doing? That's, at the very least, what I can think of to start with for me. I hope everyone's having a good day. Or if you're not, that you're out of it and can just, like, potato. Better than earlier? Good. It's rarely a hard margin to pass, but generally better is usually the way to go. Oh yeah, I pulled this up earlier to check, and I turned everything off at seeing, oh sweet, I can make a new game from here. Because this game is so... it's short, despite, because it's just 16 boss battles. Which isn't a lot if you know what you're doing with them. That you can run through it a couple of times over, and I think at the third go through, that's when you get to the point of, oh yeah, I can find an Easter egg, climb up this central tower that we're in right now. But I had no idea what Colossi I had left off on at the point I last played this game. Because I played the remake. Remake is one of those games I have mixed feelings about. Because on one hand, easily one of the best games on PS5. However, it's not a PS5 game, it's a PS4 game, and it's only playable on PS5 because of the one generation backwards compatibility, because they never actually developed many PS5 standalone games. It's the most infuriating thing, because it means that all the new hardware and power that gets put onto a new console doesn't actually get used, because they're building it to work fine on the PS4, but look better on the PS5. And like, they do that with Xbox, they do that with... they've started doing it with Switch, with everyone saying like, oh yeah, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Pokemon Scarlet Violet are all beautiful on the Switch too. Which, fair, but also, like, at that point, it's a nice bonus. But, like, if DK Bonanza was also being released on Switch 1, that, it wouldn't work as well. Like, there'd be a problem there. Also, meet the cast. We've got our horse, an idiot, and a dead girl. Also a ceiling hole. That is the entire cast of well, actually, there's a couple more. Aside from the 16 Colossi, and the people who are pissed that we're in this place. It's at least the most common the most common interpretation of Wander as a character is that he's a little bit stupid, or at least didn't think shit through. Because the thing with this game is that there's nothing. This is all we get from the entire for the story, and everything else the devs have said. Whatever your interpretation is, that's what it is. That, and I'm controlling him, even if I do know what's going on with the bosses, he's going to get flung in a very silly way. I take it you played this game before, Butterfly, and enjoyed it. I'm not? Oh, nice. It's a pretty good game. Like, the PS4, PS5 remake holds up, looks beautiful. First time... Oh, really? Interesting. I always love hearing stuff like that, because, like, Shadow of Colossus, partially because of the sheer amount of, like, game design and story and, like, visuals, breakdown video essays. I didn't play much PlayStation. That'll do it. This was, like, the PlayStation exclusive game. But, like, all those long video essays of design usually come back to this game just because you have what was introduced in this cutscene, a giant open world, and 16 bosses that wants to kill you. There is nothing else. Only have the PS1. PS1 was pretty good. I know the PS2, which is the earliest one PlayStation I had, is good enough backwards compatibility that's practically PS1. I also love what they do with Dorman's voice up here. It's everything Team Ico does is like everything they say is a conlang of some sorts. Like, I think they've made 2 or 3. But it's like a mix of a handful of real-world languages, filtered remixed, and Dorman specifically. I should talk about this one. It's not playlist. All we know about the girl is she was sacrificed. No idea what her relationship to this dude is. Why he's willing to go somewhere that has been told explicitly multiple times. Don't go here. Don't touch that. Not a good place. So once lost an airplane, so now the law. See, that's the thing. That it could be. It could not be. Like, could be a sister, could be a girlfriend, could be just a random, just some, like, I like the interpretation that Mona and Wander never actually knew each other, and that he's mostly in here, like, reacting or lashing out. It never says. All Team Ico games are like this, that they just never... There is so little about these games, intentionally. Their entire design philosophy was take, like, a central concept, trim everything else off around it, and make a game from just through a process of addition from subtraction. Like, the only reason that I know the characters' names, Dorman's the only named one. You can guess that the horse is named Aggro because that's what Wander says to spur her on. But Wander and Norman, or Wander and Moma, those are just looking at the credits, looking at the voice actor, and matching up who sounds like what character.
Hola, you do new.
I probably shouldn't be talking through all that. Because I know it doesn't matter because you can. This is one of those games that you can flop down in the middle of everything. But it also just has really good sound design. Drop that a little bit. Yeah, do I even think it gives basic controls? Alright, got camera jiggle.
I will do anything.
Calm down. Got bow, sword, horse button, and this is tradition. In the entirety that I've played this game, I have never walked down the stairs. I have always turned around, went past the dead girl, and jumped off there. And I do not intend to start. Alright. Yeah. You have a map. Okay, so it does tell you the basics. Man. Yep. Never bothered. Also, this is a little bit of a weird... It's a little bit of a weird change for me, because I'm playing this as... Oh yeah, and like, the game doesn't even refer to any of the characters' name intentionally. Like, even the tutorials call it the horse. Which, in all fairness, is not exactly anything else. But yeah, so I first played this because a roommate in college had the remake of this game on PS4. So I'm used to the high def, beautiful, can see every pore on the colossi hand that's about to reach down and smack ya. And then going back to the PS3 bundled with the dev's first game. Wait. Like, bundled with the first game they ever made, it because I'm like, well, I want to play all of them, and like, it's not like they changed everything. I have no idea. I think the triangle might have been for horse controls. But yeah, it's a really, like, one of the reasons that I've wanted to play this game, just in general and on stream, is the world design. Like, it's... Wait. Oh. R1 and triangle. I'm doing that. Like, it's quite possible the game's wrong. Oh yeah, Wait, did I Hey, Sith, how's it going? How's Spiritfarer? Did I remap it? No, there's no... I had to have remapped this. Because... yeah, I did. It keeps on talking about how, like, oh yeah, do triangle to do this. Do triangle to do this. It's like, no, it's all on square because I remapped it because that's how it was in the remaster. Oh, I didn't even realize it. Welcome in. We're just going to make possibly terrible decisions with trusting spirits lying in temple attics to revive a dead girl of questionable relationship to us by stabbing people like this in the head. Where's it going? Good? Nice. Fine. Yeah, there's always a point in those types of management games where it's like, I need new medals. I need more. It's why a couple of my favorite Minecraft mods are like, I don't want a tech mod that uses a bunch of weird mystery metals and has a very solid progression. I don't want a tech mod that does that. I like this one because it does nothing but iron. You can turn into steel, and that's just a long ass process. But it's still very much basic stuff, so I don't have to go look. See, I would need that if I didn't already know what I'm doing. Stab him in the hammies. Although I don't remember, because there's two different types of, like, there's weak spots and then there's transitionary spots. Where, like, this isn't going away and it's not draining any more health. But because of where it is and what it is, I can stun him to knock him over. Alright, abort.
Violence is never the answer. It's the solution.
Words to live by. But no, part of what I love about this game is that there's not actually like defined sort of, like, they don't, there's a lot of questions they just don't answer. Come on. Almost lost stamina there. Doesn't even know I'm back here. Because it's like, what's the relationship between... Oh, no! Saved it! Between the player and the girl that he's trying to save. It's like, no, doesn't say. And the devs have even gone on record to say that, yeah, whatever you think, that's canon enough for us. Which means there's some that are, like, really tragic, like trying to revive his sister or a lover that was unfairly taken or forced to be a sacrifice. But then there's really funny ones, like they don't know each other. Hence the stream title. Because one that came up when I first played this back in college with my roommates was, oh yeah, Wander's a total simp for this girl. He's been stalking her. She doesn't even know he exists. There's an odd chance. No, did not outrun the strays. Like, there's a non-zero chance that she willingly was a sacrifice to get away from him. Which is mostly where I get the joke of, yeah, Wander is just a, a little bit stupid. Oh! I was really on New Game Plus on that one? Sweet. But I guess the real decision is how much you want to just kind of meme, how much you want to, like, take the story seriously. Oh, hello, dude. We have one mysterious shadow looking at us, judging our life decision. And the other thing, I complain a lot about open world games. I know this. And at a certain point, I've been thinking, should I rein it in a bit? Like, am I going too hard on that? Or should I at least, like, you know, play a game that I think is a really good use of an open world to say, like, no, it's not entirely baseless. I don't know. Next foe. Seaside cave moves slowly. Right, raise the courage. Which one is this? Hold up. Shadow of the Colossus. Band names. Because here's the other thing. There are three separate ways to refer to all the colossi in the game. There is one, just numerically. Like, there are 16 colossi. You can refer to them solely as 1 through 16, and there's just nothing else in this game that if you're like boss 1 or colossi 1, it's impossible for anyone to misunderstand. How do you... Oh, it's circle. Because I think that's another thing that might be like a holdover from muscle memory from the remaster, that you could just hold your grab button to crouch in front of the shrines, and that would in fact also save. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. We're going back into the options. Normal. Normal. Miss me with that inverted shit. Wrong button! Yeah, there's like 3 different ways. Either by number, then there's the developer name. And I pulled up a list of these, because I don't actually know the dev names. I know like a handful of... Oh, there's it. Because I think Yeah, it's down there. Wrong button again. Like, I know a handful of like the most common accepted as official fan names for them. So like the first one that we fought, the dev name for it was Minotaur A, which should tell you a lot about how many times they use that basic design. The fan name's Valis. This one, the devs called it Mammoth for referring to it in the code, but fans call it Quadratus. And I don't know, I just like that. Maybe this is just a bias for me, that I like it when games aren't outspoken about stuff. But I do like, because on one hand, there's some annoyance with like Dark Soul type storytelling where there's not really much of it. Because you can get a very basic overview, but the joke that I have for Dark Souls games is that not even whatever chosen hero you're playing as knows what the hell's going on. Wait. Huh? Back to options. Re-inverting the camera because evidently it's inverted from what I expected. That goes right. Yep. God. Why does this game have a USB for a camera? Takes you 3 tries to get it right. Oh my god, I was automatically inverting it properly. Thinking it was uninverted, and that was causing the issue. Oh, well. I wonder if this will be a one-off stream. Because I know I have... God, the glowing eyes on the just everything. Great. I actually want to get off aggro, I think. Because I see the weak points on the hooves. Let me just... Yeah, weak point there. One on the noggin. One on the noggin. Cow tipping. He's being very patient. he knows that it's taking a while. I was very polite of him. Well, that reminds me of something, that the setup of what we're doing here in general is that Dorman's told us essentially, hey, go... I've been sealed away into 16 different vessels. These statues in the hallway. Which is a very simplified version. But then tells us, go, the only way to break these vessels is to destroy the 16 colossi they represent. Which implies that these are bits of Dorman. Well, they imply like the game doesn't anything else. Also, I love the fact that the spinal ridges on Quadratus here are designed so that some are broken like weathered stonework, but then there's also, you know, fur to grab onto. And then reptilian hide down there. So he's just broad enough that you can full on have Wander walk all over him and then fall over because uneven. Yeah, uneven footing. Like, it's very much a bowl, but also very much just broken stonework. Just cool. Wait. Oh, come on. I'm forgetting how much you actually have to be quick and tactical about it. Yeah, I know. You have a splitting headache. Take some ibuprofen. It'll make you feel better. God, can you imagine if this game came out now? Like, I'm sure it would still have... I wonder what the reaction would be. Like, I wonder that a lot for games that were old and kind of defined a genre that then everything else did not better, but improved on. Like, obviously, if you release Mario 64 now, that's like, wait, you're charging full price for this? It was impressive when it launched. Oh, I'm going to get launched. Oh, no. Oh, no. I thought that would kill it. Oh, no. All right. I just got your brain exposed. I think you have a brain. I hope you have a brain, or else this isn't going to work. Just need to poke it like that. Trying to balance out my audio. I have to set myself a bit quieter than the game than I normally am, and I don't want it to be overwhelming. Run from the spoodlies! Nope. Got threaded. I think if this game released now, it'd still be big. But if it released to coincide with the "do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache" meme, it would be insatiable. Like, you would find one for every single colossi out there. Or like, it'd do that one thing where people just watch the first couple hours of game or play it and then make memes so it's all on like the first boss and there's nothing past that. Like, oh yeah, they're talking so much about this that it has to be like big overarching villain, and they got folded on the first dungeon. Which reminds me, when Resident Evil Village, Biohazard 8, whatever, the one with Lady Demetrescu came out. It was so funny. Oh, the bird. Wait, no. No, this is the cover art one. the sweeping canopy that's towards the heavens. I'm like, wait, is this the bird one already? But no, that's later. Oh. It's you. Hey, Fang. What do you mean, look who's live? I said I was going to do this. I don't know. Are you live? Is any of us live? Yeah, the tall vampire lady. I love that so much because she's the intro boss. Like I was watching somebody play that game just because like everyone was playing it at that point. I didn't have a bunch of cool niche streamers to watch. But I laughed so hard when like the thing that was absolutely swarming everything online was just, oh, hey, Lumi. Welcome in. Like, oh, you imagine pieces of bread going live? I can't. I've already lost where I was going. Something between third. Exactly. Alright. A lot of people in there. Alright, can you not hunt the Colossus? No, because Wander is a single-minded idiot. And if we had the ability to not, we wouldn't have a game. It would probably be better for everyone involved. But unfortunately, this is a tragedy, and his single-minded determination to kill all these things to resurrect whatever his relationship to her is going to kill us. Ooh. Donate if you switch games to save the claws. Unfortunately, I heard Zaratara that the fundraiser is no longer active. Also, thanks to the mitosis, there's now 2 of me. Ah! Thank you. I was not looking at the screen at that point. Lizard? No. Ah! Well, I guess I'm going to be pelted with stuff. Wrong button! But, yeah, I have no idea what's going on with that. Like, all of the audio sources... Wait. I'm just going to preemptively go and turn things down. I think the technical term for it... Yeah, that's still super loud, and it's like down 75%. Thank you. I think the technical term for it is that in the latest updates, tits fucked everything out.
Bread.
Simple person. Hell yeah, we love that here. You can... No, should it be? Am I going in the right direction? This is now my fate. Plugged in? No, I ate the power cord. Simple space cat tank general. And we love her for it. Ooh, hey, shrine. So, well, the old lizard. So, how it's working, don't think about it. Because I know each one of these save shrines has a glowing lizard tail on it. I remember it being a bit of a pain to actually catch them. And I'm not actually sure it's worth it, because you kind of naturally get as much stamina as you need from just defeating Colossi. I have ideas and we haven't tried anything. We may never know. Watched this game played so many times for some reason, can't get into playing it. Have you tried the remake? Like, honestly, this is one of the few games that I think if you're trying to play the PS2 Lizard, like the PS2, or I'm on the PS3 version just because that's what I had. But like, if you're trying to play one of the originals, it's a bit rough simply because... Oh, come on! I hit you with an arrow. Lizard. Try... Really, every edition, if you just bounce off it, fun to watch, but not... Yeah. I can see that. Curious what exactly it is, because... Is it just that... Because I can see the games a little bit... one of those things. Yeah. Yeah, I've played evidently this version at least twice through, I think, because I'm on the last Colossus last time I played. I'm not going to sit here trying to snipe a lizard for a long-ass time. And I'm pretty sure it's my second time through the game on that slot. And I've played the first time I played this, it was on the Blue Point remake, which is wild that Sony's just like, hey, we have the IPs to some of the most famous and or influential games. Want to do something with them? Yeah, sure. Give them to this studio. They'll make them look good, and they just deliver. Like they delivered with Demon Souls. That one is one of the best looking Souls games, period. Quality, I'll take arguments on. Looks, beautiful. I was actually a little disappointed when I got Elden Ring that it looked worse than Demon Souls. Sort of optional. Yesn't. It depends on the version. Because there is nothing in this game. The only thing in this world is you, your horse, a dead girl, a cryptic ceiling hole, 16 giant monsters, a bunch of lizards that if you pick up the silver-tailed ones that, like the one I was shooting at before, that gives you a little more stamina. If you pick off fruit from the tree, that gives you a little more health, but it's so minimal that I don't feel a need to go through. Like, it's not like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom where it's like, yeah, go do the shrines, because if you don't get your health upgrades, you don't get your stamina upgrades, you actually can't complete the game. It's like, no, you get a boost to health and stamina with every Colossi you kill, which carries over to New Game Plus. So, and the boost from one Colossi, which you can kill them guaranteed with 0 fruits and lizards at any point in the game. It's so inconsequential that it's easier to just go through the game to get more. Oh, come on. Sorry, I'm so flopped. Because they're doing the best they could for the PS2, and because everything when it was so focused on climbing, they had to animate it in a way of like less dedicated animations that didn't make sense. More like hand goes here, figure out where the rest of the arm goes. Flopped, flailed, flipped, and splashed. It's going to happen a lot. Yeah, the fruit's the optional thing. Rarely see people go for it. Well, the other thing is health doesn't actually matter. Like, yeah, you can get hit and smacked out by Colossi. The most dangerous Colossi out of them is the 16th, which just artillery strikes you over and over. But artillery strikes you to a point where you can try the climbing and stealth puzzle of that one again. So it's a very rare that you're going to be in a point where... Actually, no, wait, that's not the worst one. There's... It's the first small cat one. It's either Celosia or one that sounds like... Oh, hey, there's Celosia. I have the list of what the... Oh, nope, wrong way. Of what the fans have named each of the Colossi open on another monitor, just because I don't remember. This one is... The devs called it Knight, fans called it Gaius. Good change of the fans. But yeah, like, there's just lizards and fruit to collect in the base game. In the remake, there's also coins that you can find scattered around because fans spent for freaking ever combing this entire map looking for another secret. Didn't find one because there's nothing in these places. Also, there's a reason this dude's on the cover art. Gaius of the Night? Maybe. Possibly. Alright. Where's your weak points? I think it's... Yep. One in the tum. One in the head, and that's coming right at me. Thank you. Ah! Close. But it's so cool. I love this fight a lot just because the devs basically say, we know exactly what you want to do with this. We know what'll be sweet. We're going to give you a giant fuck off stone club sword thing. Someone say Fang. Did I? I don't know. Thanks, I guess. Wait, no, there's another step on this. I almost forgot. Oh yeah, you can do scratch damage if you hit him. I forget if I asked you before, but I hope you're having a nice day. Nice seeing you around. And bong. Brings an arrow to a Colossus fight. Probably the dude who, if you look at how he actually uses his weapons, like, this is one of the coolest fan theories I ever had, or not had, that I've ever heard. That if you actually look at how Wander handles the weapons that he has available, his sword slices are clumsy, not that good. How am I still upright? Well, this one doesn't even... Yeah, he's just got a pillar, and I love him for that. Also, high stuff. We're flopping generally upwards. Sword. He's beyond swords. He's learned the truths. All you need is masonry and a bit of willpower. Getting some assets updated for stream and such. Hell yeah, hope that goes well. I am always really bad about stream assets. Like, I still haven't gotten a dedicated, like, just chatting screen custom made. Partially because the person who did this screen is just not on the internet anymore. It happened with quite a few of the people responsible for my stuff. Just, where are they? Not here. Checks the sword, returns. Yeah, speak softly, carry a giant stick. It's all you need. You understand. This is the way. That reminds me of another, on the subject of how much of this game I played in college. That also reminds me is, like, peak pandemic. I was walking through a random underground tunnel because evidently there was just... I learned that year that there was just tunnels. Well, no, I always knew that there was tunnels crisscrossing that campus. I learned where they were and how to consistently get into them that year. So I had surfaced somewhere. I'm not sure where. And then I see posted somewhere this meme of, "This is the way." Just somebody had posted that out, taken advantage of the sheer emptiness of the campus. And I'm like, oh, I actually know where this is now, and this is the way. Find a pig of a blockbuster for just chatting back. I have thoughts. I've been trying to get some like new stuff going. Like try and make a big thing. Ah, dang it. Try and make a big thing of it, like big ol' update overhaul, but the inability for me to get like consistent schedules or planning, and the fact that I'm also trying that, you know, models take a good long time. Big red no trespassers sign crossed out. Good idea. Because I do know a couple people who do like room commissions, but that would require me designing a room, which interior decoration is not my passion. They can help with the break. Yeah. I might, because I have like a general idea. The problem is, oh my god, Wanders, plant your feet and stab with all your hate. Like, the general issue is just, I kind of know what I want. I don't know exactly what I want, but I know it enough that I'm not sure how much help would be helpful. Like, it is just me being both the most indecisive bitch and the most, I know exactly what I want, I don't know how to say it. Oh shoot, there's ads. Yeah. Be back in a second, and we can get back to stabbing this dude. Alright, where were we? Oh, right. Stabbing this man in the gut. Back to it. We're the hero of this story. Get frustrated when I'm indecisive about stream stuff, so I just move ahead with whatever rough idea I have to get it going. That, honestly, would probably be a lot more helpful for me to just go with the whole do it rough, do it whatever, work with someone who I know is open to, like, hey, how's this update look? What's your thought? Can we go from here? or like where I have the ability to edit and tweak, because quite often I have stuff that I really like, and it was unintentional. I think I can get to that arm and then work my way up. Here goes nothing! We have failed! Flop on through! Back to the other wall. It's on meander on the Dia forever. Nothing. Yeah. Like, sometimes if I have enough time to work and think, then... Oh, actually, no. The last couple times, I ended up, like... I'm being like, yeah, like, the stuff that I just commissioned, I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what I want. Get in there. What if I change this entirely? What if I didn't do what I thought? God, the eyes look so doofy, but also so weirdly empty. It's about power flicked off it. Oh no! I really hope that that gets back on. Like, I've heard with the sheer heat of everything going on, because, you know, why would we ever have good temperatures in this day and age that's like getting to shit's shutting down currently? Good. Hopefully it stays on, because that, ugh. On one hand, like, I've had my power go out for several hours in like middle of winter, but I'm like, nah, it's fine. I got a ton of blankets. I'll just pile in, go with that, and like, last thing I was doing was frying food. So, the place is warm. Like, eventually my family insisted on, no, you're not staying overnight in middle of cold temperatures in a place without heat. And they came over and like, oh wow, it's actually kind of warm here. Like, yeah, I was frying stuff. I just put on a sweatshirt because of that. And then the moment that we got back from them picking me up, I get the notice of, hey, your power's back on. How did I end up here? I don't want to be here. I want to be over here. But yeah, the problem is that it might just be when I'm working on it, or like, because one thing that I've been wanting to get better at is writing in, oh, well, we're back here. We're gonna let that all recover for a bit. We know the way back up. It'll be fine. I shouldn't talk. I should not say anything. Ooh, I didn't know he could do that one. Neat. But I wanted to get a bit better at descriptive writing, and generally I feel like one of the weakest parts of what I do in general is bad at getting whatever's stuck in my head described to someone else. Like, the fact that any of the commissions I've gotten back from people look as good as they do, or are as close to the idea that I had, it's like, small miracle. I wonder. There's no way, because I know that you actually have to, like, the killing blow has to be done with the sword. The whole thing of the sword is that it's specifically made magic whatever. Oh, come on! That was fine the last time. Like, it's specifically the only thing that can kill these colossi. But also, welcome to the frustrating part of the game, where, like, I know exactly what I need to do to get up there. I know exactly the process. I was up there. I was one stab away from it. Ah! But the actual process and issue is, now that I know everything, I had one little misplay and I gotta get back on up there. Although, I suppose if you knew exactly what to do, when it was just a matter of doing that, like inputting a puzzle, a code in a puzzle box, it wouldn't be as satisfying. Because a little bit of this is you have to hate the bosses a bit. Like, they have to be bastard enough for you to hate them, but not enough that the whole thing becomes an exercise in frustration. Come on! Yeah. Just in general, one of the things that I'd like to get better at is, wow, this guy's just content to wandering around here and not hitting me. Do I need to be more so? Sorry, dog, need attention, folks. Oh yeah, you're fine. Like, if you have to just wander, like, if you just have to wander away and do actual stuff, you can do that. It's good. No, that's the wrong one. Maybe there's something I can grab on here. Nope. Oh, that sounds painful and not actually optimal for watching. Like, getting right up close to the screen, having a salt of fluid between your eyes and the actual screen. All right, that one you're just waiting to say something snarky at me. I know what that one's for. We take it. There it is. Ah! Lord. Yes, largest maximum carbs. I feel like I just have to not be where he hits. But that leads to the odd paradox of, if I'm far enough away that the shockwave doesn't hit me, then this is... Oh, well, that actually worked fine. Oh, I love how they look at you. Like, they see you climbing on them and it's like, no, get off. Don't be where he hits the strong... Well, here's the thing. The problem with that is that I felt like I was having the problem of, if I'm too far away and out of the shockwave area, then when he goes to bring his sword back up, I'm still not on it in the proper position. No, grab the fur. But if I'm close enough that I can make a good run up on him, then by the time I recover from getting hit, I do that automatically. That's the funny thing. Like, if you rank protagonists, some of them just have the ability to get hit with a frickin' house worth of masonry, like Wander. Get up, and he's fine within 5 seconds. Some of them, like every single Nightfarer, gets stabbed once and it's a whole thing. God, just the wide shot of this thing falling down with the gout of ichor spouting from its head is so cool. Slurps. It's like, you killed that majestic creature. It's like one of them. Oh, don't worry, there's 16, and they get angrier every time. Because I hate the next one. The next one's Phaedra, and I hate this stupid horse. It's just annoyingly difficult. Like, I spent a solid couple of hours trying to figure out what it is, because you fight it, or well, you'll see it in Play Moment. You're what? Would you believe that that's the point? That what I'm doing isn't good. So I'm being stared down by shadow creatures here. Well, a demon in the ceiling is giving me hit targets and has said flat out like, hey, this doesn't end well. You sure? It's a terrible price. All right. And just, there's no explanation, no what's going on, just thy next foe. Fearful it is not. Well, I don't think this is like a Dark Souls sort of situation where those games imply that after you do one run, then the cycle continues, and the next time you're doing, or the next playthrough New Game Plus is just another cycle always continuing. I love how you can mount aggro by jumping, and if it doesn't do the lock-on special little, hey. Aha, that hole in the mountain. Like, you are by your horse. It is time to mount the horse. You can just hold your grab button and you'll flop on the back like a sack of potatoes. I feel like I was trying and failing to say like 3 different things. At this point, I'm okay with the fact that I don't really know where one thought's going to start and the other's going to end. Like, I'm just like, yeah, it'll happen. I might remember halfway through that, oh, hey, I was talking about this thing. I never finished that thought, and it was interesting at the time to me. Well. Okay, when I started that, I actually had... Oh, right, it was just the end of the thought of... like, next thing for me to work on just in general is being able to more clearly communicate ideas, because it's a little bit frustrating that I feel like when I go down to write something, like do a commission, it's either, all right, I don't feel confident enough in just describing the idea to get what's in my head out, so here's rough sketches that cause more confusion and over-explaining versus just here's something that I feels way too vague to get the picture, but go for it. Also, once you get used to it, coolest thing is, from when I got control back from the cutscene to now, I have not touched the control stick once. Aggro is just horse enough to know what to do. Tough balance of communicating, trust. Yeah, and you'd think that I'd learn at this point that, hey, they've seen me through enough times of having an idea and just being like, yeah, no, that's better than what I thought. Oh yeah, Aggro, you shouldn't move. You're about to get stepped on by a crab horse grave jar thing. Oh, had a nice run of it. Oh, right. I remembered another thought I was having. It's that if you look at how Wander uses his weapons between the bow and the sword, that he's got a one-handed sword, but he does really clumsy, overhead, heavy slashes. But with his bow, he has perfect form, good control, can quickly knock another arrow, and there's several colossi that can only be fought by shooting them from aggro while going backwards, while facing backwards and running from the colossi. It's death, but I was nice surprised when ours comes up with something better. Yeah, it's so great. Like, there's a couple that I feel bad for doing it, because it's like, I feel like it should be given more direction, but also have my character, have one of my forms, and just go ham. Just whatever you do, it's going to be great, so go do that. But no, I don't like Phaedra because the boss fight usually ends up with, like, I don't know if I should be sitting right at the entrance of this. I don't know what triggers it, because there's no handhelds on any of its weird crab legs. I don't even know if it sees me. Ah, it sees me now. And then at first, because there's 4 entrances to this thing, I thought you just dropped into the tomb, popped out another entrance, and then went for it. But what you actually have to do, and I had to look this up because I'm like, I don't understand what or how to beat this one. Like, the trick and the I've waited 5 minutes, Dorman, please give me an answer. Okay, there we go. It's actually doing the thing, attacking the entrance. But you have to wait for it to lose sight of you. Attack the entrance a couple times. And it should get to looking... Oh, come on. It was doing that, but... Wait, was I wrong? Because I thought I've done it all in the same entrance. So you have to hide, then it'll attack, then it will try to peer in. Maybe what I gotta do is... out. Yeah, because you got... Oh, come on! I think that's the thing? In, get it mad, get it aggroing, then out. Because I just really dislike this boss because it's... like, what triggers it feels a bit imprecise. Ah. Because that was the thing. But does it dip down deeper? Like, this happens every time I fight it too. I know the trick. I know what to do. I can remember what I did last time because it's such a bastard. But it's so hard to trigger it somewhat reliably. Alright, come on. Alright, hit that power stance, Wander. Just spread as wide as you can and wait for this thing to look down a little deeper. Stretch as wide... Alright, we're going to die needlessly in a cave-in. I thought that you could just run out. Grab... I don't think that was it. Alright. See, this would be a lot easier if Wander had like a 6-foot vertical. Yeah, no. No, that's not gonna work. I think I do just have to hop out, sneak around? On one hand, this is probably a good example of how the boss design works. Now, where are you going? What? Oh, come on! In the fact that... Or maybe I have to use the horse. Can I ramp off that thing and grab onto its butt? Is that the thing? Maybe. Because I know another thing that Colossi do is they somewhat intentionally have... Oh, well, now it's on top of the mound. Oops. Is they will have multiple ways that it looks like, oh yeah, this is how you get up on them. But it's not. Like, they'll have a few things that it's just a trap. I know there's a mean one that it looks like you can grab onto its stomach, and then that will use that in order to climb up, and it'll immediately dunk you. Oh yeah, game lies. Game is mean to you. Is this... Wait, is this how I did it? So I'm supposed to lure it onto there and then... Alright, that felt intentional. Felt also intentional. It might just be beating up my horse that I left unintended and it insists on being nearby. Wait, no, that's how I did it! This is how I did it! Yeah! That's a lot harder than you'd think. Alright, now how do I get onto the rest of it? Now we just climb up to its face, stab it in the forehead, call it a day, save what's-her-face, and get like a Arby's burger on the way home. Foolproof plan. Nothing to it. Yeah, it's 2 steps, but they insist on not wanting to die. Order pizza, take the night off. Or from probably. I mean, you're banned from Sonics. They've heard how you talk about Sonic, and like, this ain't the vibe that we wish to have on our site. Right? I might actually flop down to the back for a moment because I'm running out of stamina. Although you can stay on this thing for a long ass time. I don't know. Like, I don't even have a joking answer for that. Yeah, we're just going to have to stay here for stamina. Yeah, do they just not have any... Oh, shoot. There's a thing here. Like, is Sonic not in Canada? Like, not at all? Like, that's the only reason I can think of. Or if it's like a EU compared to US sort of thing of like, yeah, no, this is... We have a completely different site, brand, and everything over here. Come on! Quit wiggling! Don't think... Yeah, because Sonic's is pretty rare. You don't see a lot of them. Maybe it's just because, like, in order to have them, you need to have a place that is amenable to the concept of drive-through. And oh my god, Wander, if you fall off this horse crab bastard. Ah! No! No! Ah! Is there another weak point to this thing? Just on the head. They're pretty big, but like pretty much every sit down or drive-through place is, I've seen more. Very few Arby's 701G. Honestly, Arby's aren't that great. Down for set. Yes, because Phaedra's a bastard. This thing is actually the worst. I wonder if I can get onto it easier now that I've seemingly broke its neck. I can't jump that. Yeah, it's fallen off a bit. Granted, when I heard that they've gone almost entirely to just liquefied meats, I'm like, oh, maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, every time I've seen... Like, I can usually pass a couple of fast food places just driving around, and it'll just be like, oh yeah, I forget that there's a Culver's there. I forget that there's a McDonald's over there, that there's a... Or that Burger King's not closed. But every time I see a Sonic, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know we had a Sonic here. Part of that is just because I'm dumb. But I forget that, you know, there was a Sonic's over there. But the other part is that you don't see as many of those as you see everything else. I think at least part of it is that if you look at how many people they have can do throughput, the moment that somebody decides to dine in, they're taking up a spot, and there's only so many spots they can have in that parking lot before it's like, all right, we're full. Is bacon chicken switch pretty good? Yeah, but it's all, I don't know, pretty much the only fast food I eat nowadays is Taco Bell because like I want something tubular, and that at least has the honesty to be like, it's Taco Bell. You're going to get what you're gonna get, and what you're going to get is Taco Bell. You're going to regret this later. Like, yeah, I want that. Top chicken, burger, and beef. Oh, come on. I thought I was still on the dang horse. I hate Phaedra so much. Like, it's such a pain to get up on Phaedra once you do get on it, it goes immediately away from the gimmick area, and it doesn't stop moving. Taco Bell's creamy chipotle sauce balls for breakfast. You know, that would be really good. Like, chipotle has, and I know it's Chipotle. I just insist on saying it chipotle because it's fun. But it's like a little bit less just, yeah, here's a sauce that just makes it hot. This, because most hot sauce I feel have no actual presence as a sauce. Like if you have barbecue sauce on something, it's a bit thicker and there's like that in it. But Chipotle, at least I feel, has like a bit of sour cream or cream to it that has it noticeable in there. Seriously? This is why I hate Phaedra's gimmick, because it assumes that it'll actually cooperate and stop right where it needs to. Sauce needs some yeah, that I have said that so often, and people, like, I've gotten so annoyed at people who like spicy things. So like, there's nothing to this in all actuality. It's just hot. The reaction you're feeling is just you've rewired your brain to be a masochist. That it's just capsaicin hurting you that you've rewired to be pleasurable. Got on top of, you got on this topic where you're killing giant claw. I don't know. I don't know how any of the, seriously? Like this? Just refuses to actually do its gimmick. Unfortunately, I'm sorry you had to learn this. Know why we're here? Who am I? Who are you? Why are you in my house? No, top chicken burger, beef burger. I don't know top chicken burger, because if I'm, again, my strategy for going out to eat for fast food specifically is, if I'm going to go out for fast food, I'm going to get something that hurts me, because I want to admit that this is a bad idea out of convenience and convenience alone. It's a maybe to you, but I have to live here. Okay. All right, straighten you out. So now you're gonna stomp. All right, in the barrel. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's like better options. Like there's the fast food tier, which like Arby's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, and then there's like the tier up that is fast food but markets itself as being bougie to appeal to people who don't like fast food. That's like, in terms of quality, probably what fast food was like 20, 30 years ago. That it's like, yeah, you're getting a meal, but also you're paying enough that that you may as well just go to an actual restaurant. Also, this might just be an actual restaurant, and could be if they drop the fast food aspect of things. Like your Five Guys, your Culver's, those types of places. It's also honestly probably better. And then you get to the point where it's like, I'm just gonna make myself my own burger. Okay, weird thing. Now that I've broken this thing's neck, it's really hard for me to get back onto its back, which is a place where I can safely stand without getting caught in the wiggle cycle for forever. It's like, oh, come on! Really? Really? It's a great game. It really is. But it's honestly kind of annoying how easy it is to lose all footing and fall off. Burgers Priest? I've never heard of Burgers Priest, but I love it just for that. I'm leaving. You're going to have to deal with a little me over here in the corner. I refuse to be a part of this. I'm no longer here. I'm over here, but I'm not up there. And here's the thing. Like, of all of the ones after, of all the Colossi afterwards, I've never, the only, yeah, I keep on getting thrown off the stupid horse crap thing. Like, I keep on getting up there, and then it decides, actually, no, we're not going to let you recover any of your stamina. Get to the wide part not on its head where you can recover, and we're just going to quickly change positions so you get thrown off. Shoot, Burger Priest is Canadian. Hell yeah! Another very common Canadian win. I'm proud of my country. Also, we're talking about fast food and fast-ish food. Because, yeah, like... It's like also the best part of Taco Bell is they have a bunch of online-only deals, which is like, yeah, you can get a burrito, a Crunchwrap Supreme, and some Fiesta potatoes for like $6. It's an irresponsible amount of food. There we go. Burger Priest just, it's like such an American chain. Big, yeah, that reminds me of the best place that, or the best type of place that I would give the name of the place that I'd suggest, but it's literally in view of where I live, so doing so would dox me, because there's only one of them. Like, the local place with a really weird, kind of silly name. Best place. Alright, now if I can get onto its back, I want to stay here for a moment to... Alright, stamina regained. Tumbled a bit. Staring cannon. Hell yeah. Burger Priest. Okay, look. Yeah. Not entirely surprised. Like, that sort of market is you either get people who recognize your game and, like, yeah, we love them for that. Like, we go out there whenever you can. Or it kind of goes belly up because it just doesn't get that word of mouth and flounders a bit. Man, I should really go by the local place by me again, because I did the math, and it's either a burger that's a good... Oh, finally, I've killed this fucking crab. Yes, I do. That or he died. Yeah. He's the angriest man I knew, but I had a damn fine burger. Yes, crab burger. Kerber it. My order... That's amazing. That was the last killer order, and... Honestly, it could only be better if you still got the order. Oh, yeah, because you didn't mean to. It's not your fault that happened. I was dead. Oh, God, this happened. Forged in the grease fires of so young. Hell yeah. You got the ice cream. Misguided young butterfly, left on her own to become a pyromaniac. So proud. Yeah, that's an important thing. What flavor did you get? And did it taste sweeter for the destruction that was around it? Standing there bawling and everyone's standing outside with my milkshakes. Okay, that... I see no way that anything... Yeah, it can't have been your fault. Like, there is no way that going into a restaurant, ordering off the menu... Because I refuse to believe that you had an insane custom order or, like, ordered it flambe. Because the only time I've ever seen someone almost burn a restaurant to the ground was, yeah, it just was bad luck. The fire started when they started your order. And, yeah, like the only time I've ever seen somebody who had an order that intentionally almost burned a place down was when my brother ordered a flaming shot at a bar, spilled it, and caught some curtains on fire. Next time he went back to that bar, they did not have flaming shots anymore. It's got hey, vanilla's good. Like, it gets a lot of shit, but you get a rich, creamy vanilla, and it's like strawberry is overwhelmingly sweet. Chocolate is hit or miss because it's just like the vibe of kind of chocolatey, or it's overly rich. Not clear. Imagine your brother's croissant, whole family's bread variants. It's actually been on stream before. He had fun. We played Hell Let Loose. I think we got the VOD up. Like strawberry ice cream. Oh yeah, because the flavor of ice cream is never the actual like flavor it is. It's almost always the color of the flavor. Sips milkshake. Yeah, this is his idea too. And honestly, glad he did it, because I'm like, okay, perfect. We're going to be playing a World War II game on Thursday. I'll play a World War I game on Monday and call it uncomfy Ghibli vibes, because if you actually look at, like, you know, what a Ghibli film is like, the anti-war messaging in Battlefield 1 of just how horrible World War I was, and Hell Let Loose being a game where at any given moment you might just get cut down and be told, all right, you had your run at it, go again. You respawn in 10 seconds with no ceremony or forewarning is much more in line with what those movies are like than the cozy cottagecore Ghibli-esque. Oh yeah, whole lot of war. It is insane. But yeah, speaking of the, I don't know if the owner of this local place sold it or died. That reminds me, a long ass time ago, like when I was really young. Well, not really young, like early teen amount. But there's this local donut place that no longer exists anymore because of the next part of the story. That the dude who owned it was just this old man, just kind of in the neighborhood every Halloween. He'd just give out coupons for a free donut, and it was nope, didn't burn it down. His son murdered him. Like, there was some argument, and things got heated, and next thing that we knew is, like, in the news, like, oh yeah, the owner of that place is dead. Yeah, honestly, it was kind of one of those shitty towns where remember after everyone who I went to high school with in that town was either in jail or not around in a similar way, because it was just a shitty middle of nowhere town. Also, I freaking love this boss. Yeah! huge-ass bird. And also the start of made your last donut, old man. Just a shame. Those were really good. And there was a place in college that was close by me that if I was like having a down week or just wanted a treat, I could go and get a half dozen box of donuts and eat them throughout the day. Start to down or double or turn stronger than you possibly imagine. That's a lie, but I love the energy. He'd look. Oh, hey, cake is a lie. Love that emote. Huge gas bird. Yeah. And also, I love this boss because he doesn't attack. Like everyone out, the past couple bosses were kind of easy to get under, and Phaedra's just, it saw you and it was on sight. But this dude, he'll just sit on that pillar in the middle of the arena, watching you, not doing anything. And to start the fight, you have to attack it. Also, welcome, man. Hope you're having a good night. And then grab onto it as it freaking dive bombs you. We're just talking about stuff, food, the really good local chains that went under because the owner either sold it or flat out died. It's impossible to tell. But no, this boss is what Breath of the Wild's Van Mado and the Sandbird from Super Mario 60 or Super Mario Sunshine wishes they would be. It's asserting dominance. Honestly, kind of. Like this bird is just all right. There's a little dude. What the heck's he doing? And leaves you on to do your thing. Like, yeah, that is such a cute emote. Oh, we've stabbed its butt enough. Onto there's usually one on the head, but there might be one on the wings. I should have checked. Oh no. Favorite ball. I can see why. Like it's so cool. Most of the types of bosses like this, Phalanx is probably one of mine just because it's very similar in, all right, one on the end of each wing. It's very similar in style, but I just love the flying bosses and the one where the entire fight essentially takes place on them. Like the two swimming ones are so cool because you just grab onto, like the catfish one, that you just grab onto it, dive under, and when you come back up, it's on this roiling mass of fish. Ooh, speedrunners challenge. Distortion. Nice. So I love the Shy Guy emotes. Like, Shy Guys are legit one of my favorite Mario enemies, period. Do I have to stab that again? I believe I do. Yeah, this boss is just, it's got presence. Like, they knew that what they have here is, all right, I'm going back to the middle because yep, and we're off. I am so glad that he doesn't splatter on it. Honestly, I also think he's one of the more difficult bosses for the sheer reason that just by flying around, the tail weak point's the easiest to hit, but the two on the wings, it's difficult to stay on because he's just flying around. Having a good night? I'm having oh shit, I'm actually having a good night. Which is really funny because did not have a good night last night. I had so this has happened once or twice before, but it's still so dumb in a way I can't be too surprised of it, is that I got a couple of meds, one for ADHD, which, as you can probably guess, is a massive problem all the time because of the general vibe of my presentation style. And then one to help sleep, because, you know, having a massive stimulant med every day, it has the side effect of... Yeah, this should be I should be dive bombable here. Come on, come get a snack, you bird. It's like, yeah, the stimulant med has the side effect of sometimes it's hard to get to sleep. I mixed them up, so I took a second 12-hour stimulant, but right before bed instead of the sleep aid. So I woke up at midnight, 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and then just gave up at 6. Yeah, uppers and downers, exactly it. Wait, do I have to hit him again? Or I might not be in the best. No, it's 4 across. This should be good. Yeah. So it's... I mean, it's happened before, so I know what's up, but it's a bit annoying. Somehow I managed to get through everything all right, and I'm actually having a lot of fun, you know, despite the fact of these bosses being the way they are. Oh, is he angry? Angry? Oh, for once. Oh, thanks, Fang. I appreciate that. All right. Come and get me. Oh, shit, he's actually coming to get me. And that moment that even though he's just gliding, I can't move because, you know, I just full on face planted into a bird. Oh! I didn't know he was banking. I thought I was clear. Thanks for reminding me, by the way. Yeah, take them. Like, if you have meds that you should be taking, do it now. Unless you shouldn't be taking them now. Then do it later. You know, the same stuff sometimes be up for too long because the med's like, okay, guess I'm going to wake for, a couple of days insomnia. That one's rough. Like, fortunately, because of various other things, I'll just crash if I'm, like, I can't do an all-nighter. I just naturally crash after a point. Come on. Get angry. Mad. Come down here and snatch me, you big turkey. But that's so rough. Like, any type of insomnia, I've never heard of it. Like, it's always seemed like one of the roughest symptoms. So antidepressants, doc, just, ooh. Good luck with the dosage upgrades. I've always had a weird effect, and I think the only reason I was able to get to sleep at all last night is whenever my dosage for the ADHD meds go up, that one always causes me to get really drowsy for some reason. New one by waiting until the weekend to start anything. Oh, that's also smart. Just like, yeah, like the auger fight. Exactly like the auger fight, but with the bone. Oh no, this one is gone. But with the bonus of you actually have good tools to deal with it. There's a way to bait it to come down. It's not always running away from you 24/7. How they thought that was a good boss design is beyond me. Right, and nope. Wander, please. Ah! Yeah, really good call for the waiting until you can. Unfortunately for me, my side effects usually last for like a solid week or so. Me, myself, and I don't need to get stuck God, yeah. Hey, bird's down. I might try that. I haven't done any of the, I still haven't done all the basic fights just because it's a game that mentally slots into, I don't want to play with randos because I don't want to deal with corralling them. I'd rather play with friends, but it's a lot of game to do with friends, and sometimes I'm barely up for, just the basic stuff. Oh, there's the threads. I'm like, where are they? I should be secured by now. Yeah, like Night Rain's a weird combination of... Oh, no, I will always rando shame. I've played over 300 hours of Helldivers 2, and I've never joined a public game. I've learned how to solo level 9 missions. I rarely do it because the rewards aren't better than level 8 to justify it, but I am king of just being like, oh, this is a co-op game? Nope, I'm doing it myself. Get nervous in groups. Oh yeah, super sensitive. Get all the side effects at once. Yeah. At least find out what... Hopefully it's not much. Yeah, some meds give me bad side effects. Hit or miss with the rant. Agree to all of that. Like, sometimes you get bad side effects from meds. Sometimes randos are good. Sometimes they're bad. I've only had good luck with them in Darktide, but last time I played, I've had less luck. Had some absolutely amazing runs with randos, other completely incoherent. Yeah, and it helps a lot that you and Lumi so consistently play together, just so that you're... So, like, even if you have a bad rando, you have coherency with 2/3 of the team, and, like, if you have to... My hot take is that the bosses in Night Rain are designed to be taken on with, like, 2 or more people. So the fact that you have that and one person can bait attacks and the others can drop behind to actually get hit. Plus, yeah, and you lock the fuck in. Like, you're good at that. Ads. Be back in a sec. man. Consistent issue with this. Like to kill them with kindness, complimenting, flirting the person until they're uncomfortable and stop talking. Oh, that is honestly so much better than what I do. Which is, if somebody's a jerk to me, I'll be a jerk right back to them. One of my favorite moments for how silly it was is I was playing Dark Tide. It was like right when a new mission dropped, and there's this one dude who's like complaining that we were killing all the enemies before he could. The context is important that he was playing as an Ogren, which is the tank class, and also not that good at clearing hordes. Oh, sweet, I was pointing right at him. So, naturally, they're not going to be good if soloing a horde. Because Zealots are good for clearing a horde immediately. Veterans are good for ranged. Psychers are just kind of good when they're not blowing up, but they're always blowing up, because that's the fun thing of the Psyker. So he says that, like, complaining very much, like, leave some people for me to kill. I go, all right. Turn around and go mag dump my bolter somewhere else. And then, like, 3 minutes later, it's like, hey, you left me with no support. Like, I type in text chat, fucking hell, first you tell us to leave you some for you to kill, and then you complain when we leave you some to kill. Make up your mind. And then I muted him in voice and continued to ignore him. Because I can be a spiteful bitch when prompted, and it doesn't take much for me to be prompted to. Especially if it's a team game where I regularly hyperfixate on and know generally that it's better to... it's less important to get... Oh, is this... This always gets me, because there's only a lizard over here, but not a path, but it's very easy to look like a path. The actual path is over there. Oh yeah, nothing... Oh yeah. I tend to default to being nice, because that usually gets people to leave you alone. And if you're nice to them, they'll be nice to you, and like there's no reason to be not that. But I am also the person who, God, I guess if you give me an excuse, I get bad real quick. Because I also realized that, so I live in the Midwest. If you don't know how bad the drivers are over here, imagine a bunch of very petulant, entitled babies that assume if you have the ability, you should be driving as fast as you can. God, the transition to the desert's so cool, with the cave just making it so bright. Oh, right, we're going for Barbarous. Which means I have regularly been honked at and flipped off and passed in exceedingly unsafe ways just because I was going 5 over the speed limit. Need to experience this driving? Not really. It's kind of a pain, and it feels really unsafe because you're always being tailgated, even if you're going like 15 over and blown past because you're not going 90 in like a 40. It's driving a major yeah, it's weird. Like, even if you're not anywhere near downtown area, like, it chills out a bit downtown, if anything, because everyone's just in a massive hurry for no freaking reason on the highways and like back roads. It's so annoying, but I find it so funny because if like, you can tell when somebody is being a little bit of an asshole, of like tailgating you, of immediate acceleration, hanging in your mirrors, and I've gotten it down to a science of, oh, they're hanging my left here, or my left mirror. I'm going to go over to the left side of the lane, so they're right behind me again. Like, oh, they're trying to do this? All right. Or I see that they're really impatient, so I'm going to drive right at the speed limit, or 5 under if I really want to mess with them, and make my acceleration curve as slow as I can. Like, take a ton of time to get up to the speed limit. Getting started on drivers. I'm in Swag like Ohio, and people cannot stand being out. Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, drivers here on March better. Ugh, it's awful. It's like, calm down. And the funniest thing is when you have a really impatient driver who, like, passes you. And it's like, dude, we're not on a highway. You're not going to get anything from speeding like that. Also, trick for this boss fight. Run. Just immediate. He starts right on top. He starts in front of you. Wait. Is this supposed to happen? Nope, you do have to run. I had never been behind him at the start. I've actually never done this. It's always been like he's right on top of me and I have to run towards the end. You're right next to person. Yeah, at the next red light, you're right there or ahead of them because driving on roads with stoplights and non-highway places is not a game of speed. It's a game of timing and positioning. It's like, yeah, no, I'm in this lane going slow because first of all, there's a car in front of me that you haven't seen or think I can do something about. Huh, he's just hasn't aggroed on me. This, well, let's waft some arrows in his general direction. And then you end up right next to them or past them because you understand the basics of how to drive in a traffic-packed area. Oh no, it's not awkward. I laugh at them. Small sedan, I can dart out. Yeah, same. I have a small little Camry, and first of all, it's hybrid, so I freaking love that thing because it's like I go 500 miles and it costs me $30 to refuel. It's amazing. And then, oh, the other funniest thing is that you get these jerks in like a F-150 or the car that whenever I see, I'm like, oh, your wife doesn't love you and gets satisfaction in relationships from another man. I understand your vibe. And I can't see them. Like, I know they're mad at me because they're tailgating. Their stupid cars are so huge, I can't see them. And they're, like, I can see their grill fine, but whatever the driver's doing or yelling or flipping at me, can't see it all. May as well not exist. Driving Nissan Rogue now, much better. Yeah, Sentra's a perfect car. Like, I will go on this and say that the best car, that when they were small and tiny, you don't need a giant car. You don't need an SUV. Like, you get a Honda Civic and that, oh wow, I beamed him right in the noggin. Like a small little Honda. All you need. It's perfect. Just don't. It's all because it costs more and you can sell more, and a car that's like massive you can sell for a lot more. So that's what automakers want to do because that's what they can get more money from. And they can also, you know, do things like license an SUV as a small truck. Yeah, they're jealous. People are so hot. Yeah, they just don't know how to deal with someone who is confident enough to drive perfection. Sad Nissan's owned by Hyundai and they need to merge to survive, but afraid the Nissan will find out. Yeah, I am really hoping that smaller cars like that make a comeback just because it's small, it's perfect, and it's good for EV, which is a hot new sexy thing that they can sell for a good amount of money, and also EVs are so much better. I was between going for just a full electric car, but I live alone. I have one car. From family who has another one, or like her in the unfortunate, unenviable circumstance of Wait, is this in his palm or... I think it's on the back of his hand. I'm just going to drop and actually identify what his freaking weak point is. Like, they're in the unfortunate position of, hey, we bought this before we knew how big a jerk-ass he was. Back? Maybe? Want to do weird things with the car, make a Mini Cooper? Hell yeah, do that. I love that. Mega's talking about how EV cars become more race friendly. Yeah, because the technology is getting better, and you're getting something that can honestly really compete with it all. Oh, he's got a back tattoo. That's what it is. I'm thinking of the other Minotaur with something back there. No, it's so cool how they're just getting calling clap visibly on the site so you can see how much I appreciate. That's genius cake. I love that. Like, yeah, the technology is getting better, so you get these cars where it's like, no, actually, it makes sense. Because I remember, was it Mecha or was it someone else? I've heard this from a couple places. I think it was Mecha who said this, that the way the electric cars don't actually have a gearbox. Oh, Cake, thank you so much for following. Appreciate it. Enjoy your time here. Or don't. I'm not your real boss. You have free will, I assume. Come on. But like, yeah, they have a much different acceleration and power curve, so they can just, like, you know, accelerate much smoother than the gas power race car, because that's just how it goes. Officially welcome. Before you were begrudging, I'm not even going to finish that, because even if you stop by and don't, like, I thought I could be flung from his beard to his body, but unfortunately that's not in the cards. Like, yeah, even if you're just here and don't follow but enjoying your time, that's a win for me. I don't choose not to enjoy anything. Oh, how delightfully postmodern of you. You should try it. It's fun. Beard. Hey, I enjoy some things. I enjoy this game. It's just sometimes... Wait, why am I defending myself to you? You play Souls games, Fang. You have no right to talk about playing games that make you a little bit miserable. You crash out all the time. Most of the times with that Crash Bandicoot. Just cry about everything. Also fair. Alright, can I jump? Or I am stuck on this dude's pecs. And like, normally, alright, we can work with that. Right now, little suboptimal. No proof of that? You have clips enabled on your channel. Why are you lying like this? So yeah, aside from your entire channel. Folks begged me to get an SUV for safety. Didn't love how my old Sentra was getting so mechanically. Yeah. Yeah, that is the thing. That with the fact that everything else on the road is so freaking massive, it's hard not to... it's hard to justify getting something that isn't similarly sized just for the fact of, I can do math. I understand who's going to win in that collision, and it's not going to be me. Which reminds me, so the car I drove before my current one, we called it Grandma Millie's Jeep, because I bought it from a grandma named Millie. It was a 2006 or 4, I don't remember, Jeep Grand Cherokee that is just as old and rusty as that implies. It had a death wobble, which means after above a certain speed, if you drove too fast or the car just decided, nah, I ain't about that, fam, it would just start wobbling. Can I stab him to get him to stop or something? I guess not. God, I was just... the wiggle is a little annoying because if you're on a weird vertex or the boss is moving around enjoying the sights a bit too much, you just can't do anything. Stuck on the dude's... Oh yeah, we can add that to the quotes. Well, not that quick. 233 similarly dumb things. You can do quote with or without a number to pull them up. Like an SUV because a lot of vehicles are in large snow, large wildlife. Yeah, that. So the thing is that most of my family has larger SUVs, which partially justified my decision to not get a large SUV. Because I'm like, no, I can just force you guys to do that. I know how to cook. I know you enjoy it. Even if you guys have forced me to disclose exactly what's in my cakes after the tomato soup can one, which, by the way, I still think they are weak for. Like, I know the score. I can bribe you to help me, or I've helped you enough that you owe me. Sometimes cows, yeah. So, like, cows also make it. I mean, I'll let her answer that. I won't conjecture. To fix my Jeep, the old boy's got a gas leak in it. That's dangerous. You should get that fixed. Speaking of dangerous, it's a death wobble. So if it was like, it got to a point where if I was going above 50, there's a chance that my entire car would try to shake itself apart. I got good at dealing with that as how to slow down. It was also funny with the aforementioned driver. So it's like, someone would get up behind me and like, I am in a car from the early 2000s. I don't know what you think it can do, but it can't do that, I assure you. Oh God, climb. Maybe? Nope. Nope, we got flung and stepped on. Oh, all that for free. No. I have no beef with them. You should. They have good beef. But vehicles love driving them. Yeah. They don't like all the moving and the hauling that comes alongside it, but that's their problem. Talking about? Oh yeah, stops gas leak that's probably going to end up in an explosion. The golden retriever trucks. Now I have Subaru. Hey, that is... God, that reminds me. Brother drives a Subaru, and I've been meaning to get a lesbian pride flag for the back of his car. Because, like, there's the dominant market for Subarus are outdoorsy suburban dudes. Just like, no, I am outdoorsy, but also I like my Subaru. And lesbians. It's just a fact. And, like, he's aware of this. He's a proud supporter of lesbians. He knows that at any moment a lesbian might come up and require his Subaru, and he's just going to have to... And the rule of it is that he's just going to have to give it. All right, that... I also got stuck in a loop. Oh, yep. What? Kloss got stepped on, didn't even have to pay. It's amazing what people just give you for being annoying. I get stomped and kicked all the time. Granted, it's because it's warranted, but yeah. Oh, I love EV or hybrid. Yeah, it's so good. It's so nice to not deal with it. Oh, and even better if you rent, because this is something that I'm not even saying this to cover face, but there is, I'm pretty sure, someone in the apartment complex I live in that they have just tapped into an unguarded outlet in the garage and they charge their car out of it. And mad respect, like, do that. Suddenly a lesbian. Hey, well, I'll support it. Yeah, at least half lesbian. Hell yeah. Bye. Best way to go. Well, the funny thing about me specifically being like bi ace is sometimes they'll be like, ah, it's hot dude. Ah, it's hot woman. Anyway, back to the video games. Well, we're making progress. We're now stuck in this trapezius. Yeah, now restarting again because I just get. I feel like there's a like soft expiration time on these fights that after a point you get stuck in the same AI loop and it just becomes a case of a little bit harder. Bosses Eve. I think EV. I don't think they take gas in this one. Say a semi. Might be diesel. 4 on the floor. Yep, take time. I mean, the quadruped one that we fought earlier, that one was a 4 on the floor diesel. Hi. Get over here. I would laugh if there was like a trick of the engine or something with how the game works that if you stick them full of arrows, like this would be a cool thing that they could have done in the remake, or if, I mean, they'll never do a sequel because a sequel to this game can't and shouldn't exist for multiple reasons. Yeah, just off and up. That's how you gotta do it. It's like, also, what are they going to do aside from the exact same thing, but bring in all 48 beta colossi? There's the stamp. It's like, there's not much more you can do than get in, get out, short, sweet, 16 colossi. We've got ourselves a game. There we are. Yeah, if anything, they should make something in the same year, just not script time period. Final Fantasy. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that. Because this game's made by Team Ico, right? Also, if this works, which I'm not sure it will, this is Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection, right? So they have 3 games. I don't think they're going to do a 4th, or I don't think they're able to do a 4th. But there's Ico, which is a puzzle, not really platformer, kind of like a same vibe as this, heavily. No Colossus boss fights, you just wandering around ruins and a castle with a random girl you found also imprisoned in the castle with you, trying to escape. And then there's Last Guardian, which is kind of a mix of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, where you got a big dog, bird, griffin thing that you can climb on and try to guide around to solve puzzles. So it's like a little bit of the puzzling and the escort mission from Ico, a little bit of the, oh, also you got this huge creature to climb on. And generally speaking, the theory for the longest time before Last Guardian was that the Forbidden Lands is the temple of, or is like the castle, or what's left of it, or like in the kingdom of Ico. Just, or maybe it's before or after. Like it might, like this Shadow of Colossus might be a prequel to Ico might be a sequel. Hard to tell because again, they tell you the bare minimum. There is not an ounce of fat in this game. There might actually not be enough muscle in this game. But But that strategy of not same universe, nondescript time period, maybe not even same universe, just vague vibes are all the same. Oh, I don't know either. It could be. I think it's a prequel. That makes a lot of sense. Like, but the thing of Team Ico games, with how little they say, you can make a very solid argument for both. I'm sure if I did a little bit of research to remind myself of what the theories and all that are, I could make an argument either way, which is part of the fun. Honestly, they designed a game that could be as up to interpretation and rich for theories and fan explanation as possible, and I love them for it. Just like they just took a big empty world, and it's always funny to me that the quote is about Myst specifically, but the quote of a big empty void always feels applicable to this game. Also, I feel like there was something nearby, because this area specifically, the grassy plains, I think there's a little bit of what's theorized to be like a boar-themed Colossus boss arena. Like, not as sequestered or tucked away. Like, there's not really much of a lead up. There's just like, oh, wrong button. It's just kind of there, and there's a bunch of like rocks and arches and the like that the theory is like, hey, there's this boar-themed boss on the Colossus list that never made into the game. This feels like for that theme, the arena could go hard. Yeah, part of the fun of the world building, interpretation. Like, if you've ever dropped by the Discord and just scrolled through the... Ah, thank you, Stoff. Like, scrolled through my lore channel, a lot of how I do world building and stuff like that is just, I have a couple things, and then I think through them. It's like, all right, what does this imply about this? And, yeah, and I think there's a couple that's like, oh god, I just realized it. It's stupid and it's in character. I love it, but I hate this idiot. Lots of sign. Hell yeah. I honestly really appreciated that. Like, a couple of times I've come to the conclusion of, you know what? This is just for my own fun at this point. Like, I have no idea if people enjoy it or what they think about it, but I enjoy it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Because I like doing that a lot. Like, it's been, like, that kind of world building and, like, design and... Wait. What do you mean we're not at this one yet? There's a Colossus that spawns here normally. I thought we were in time to fight the turtle. Oh, I just checked the Colossus list that I have up, and next one is Hydrus, the giant eel, not the turtle. I love that. Demonology professor, I need to study horrors like you. Ah, here's the fun thing. Because most of the lore is not written in character, because the unfortunate in character of World Eaters as a whole is that they're kind of stupid. Like, on average, most of them aren't even sentient. The ones that are just take one thing that they take a look at and like, oh, this is the coolest shit ever. I'm going, like, the knee-jerk reaction, or the part of my raid script is one of the variants I've trained into me is, this is where I can stop developing my personality. Gotta get up and fuse it. Yeah, Thanks for coming by. I appreciate talking, and good luck tomorrow. Get some rest. All right. Do we have to go? Oh, right. This one's a bit weird because it's either... You either have to go past Gaius's arena or past the turtle. Well, I already know how to get past the turtle. But I also do love the angle of like, oh hey, because I wanted to do some more writing, because there's one short story in that stack of just for just the exclusion zone around the blockbuster. And I want to do more stuff with like that, but part of it is I am aware enough of this ain't good, but I'm not entirely sure how to improve. Part of it is the extremely incremental improvement of anything creative. Like, that's just inherently, if you're doing any creative work, you're not going to have, you might have a breakthrough once or twice with big improvement, and then you're going to spend like 3 other attempts thinking, how did I do that, and how do I do that again? No. I do not have the... I think approaching this as a, like, I'm going to publish this, because I could. I have an aunt who's published some stuff. You might know her. Yeah, that's the trouble. Like, I don't have the time or energy to do it seriously, and I know this, and I've accepted this. But also trying to push too seriously into it might just cause more harm than good. Wait. Take the wrong fork. Kind of, yes. I think I've done this last time. There's a couple of things that just stick in my memory a bit of, wait, I'm making the same mistake I did the previous time before. And I'm not sure if the solution was just I thought I was making a mistake, but I wasn't, or if I go through over here to get to the... Wrote a short story on her teacher once, decided to publish it once. Oh, hell yeah! I think the writing is trash, but yeah, that's the other thing. Like, it might not be good. And while I do believe that you should write and create for yourself, the other part of it is that you are, on many levels, not the target audience, but you will be the harshest critic in the room. Because like, there's just something... I was thinking so hard about what the right button was, and that was not that. Like, there's something about about all of it. It's always going to look... Yeah, it's always going to look awful to the person that made it, because, like, for an analogy, if you spend a lot of time making something out of wood, you're going to know the points of, like, yeah, the chisel slipped there and left that scratch, and I know how to fix that, but I also know that it's not big enough to warrant that much effort. So I left it. But I know every nick and deformity in this because I made it, and I remember that. Gotta look at me and said, ugh, let the Eldritch Horn destroy it at will. That... I wish you didn't say that, because there's a lore point that I want to get that ties into what I just commissioned. I don't want to say what it is, because I want to just wait until it shapes out so I know what it... First of all, know what it looks like. Second of all, so it's a surprise. It's like, because one of my favorite parts with where I've completely accidentally ended up with world building is the fact that world eaters as a whole are oddly cyclical. They don't mean to, but after a point where the natural cycle is World Eater gets into a version of reality. It's either not sentient, so it starts eating everything immediately, and is so... I like to think that usually a sentient world eater or a non-sentient world eater gets trapped inside of like a star or something, because it's like, I can eat that. They're wrong. They spend the next hundreds of thousands of millions of years trying to eat their way out of it because their eyes were bigger than their stomach. Or it's a sentient one that gets immediately distracted, does not get on with things, lets it die out naturally, and then eats that entire version of reality. Repeat a couple of times. It gets too big to the point where it can't... Also, I love the design of this fish so much. It's just giant catfish eel thing, and I don't think there's no rain until the last Colossus, but between it rolling through the waves, it feels like you're fighting in a storm. To use that one more, because eyes being big is some good story. Yeah, for sure. Very, very cool boss. Yeah. Like, they just... Like, there's not much for the game, because, you know, it's just boss fights. It's nothing but boss fights. But they've let that be so cool. Like, there's just seaweed on the boss, and that's so cool. Like, grab it, underwater. This... I think you have to let... When you grab it, it'll know to surf. It'll, like, start surfacing, but... Yeah. Can't stay under so much. Not good if you're thalassophobic, because, you know, they didn't put a bottom to this. But, like, one of my favorite things about World Eater lore that I've written is, yeah, they eat realities, but usually after a certain point, a universe naturally starts to corrode, decay, experience heat, death, and it's not until... Alright, maybe this time? Nope. And, like, everything has to end eventually. And there's also a point where they can't hold in that much energy, and they just explode. Like, they just explode into multiple big bangs at the same time, and create new versions of reality. Why isn't a heat death permanent? Because something comes in, collects the scraps, and makes something new. I think the worst way lore's been handled is with Zelda. Like, Nintendo has made it yeah, it's so arbitrary. It would have been better if they left it untouched, or because they want... And I understand how it got that way, because Mario is almost... Like, Mario games are basically negative continuity. Like, what happened in the last area, or the last set, or last game has almost no say into what will happen in the one previous. It's like, oh, wait. How is this all happening? I thought you died last episode. Negative continuity. Doesn't matter. Anything can happen. We can be in the most no-win situation at the end of the previous episode, and we'll be fine the next. And they tried to do that with Zelda as being very lore-light, but then you get things like Breath of the Wild. It just exists separate from the timeline. Like, what? Which, first of all, even if you take that, no, it doesn't. Because Breath of the Wild, thematically, not explicitly, but exists as a very light type, like a soft remake of the very first Legend of Zelda. Which, you know where those games are in the timeline? Downfall timeline. It's like, yeah, no, because this has so many cues from the very first Zelda game ever made, practically speaking, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom fit nicely in the Downfall timeline. Just like, yeah, Master Sword's losing its power. Eventually it's going to break. Nobody knows what the fuck a Triforce is. So that explains why it's not a big deal in future games. So my theory, at least for how that goes, is Breath of the Wild happened, Tears of the Kingdom happens. Oh, I did not have enough to break that weak spot. Ah, well, we'll try again. Yeah, like, come on, how does it not fit in with nothing when they're the same species, gear, land masses? Like, you can find, and like, yeah, sure, enough time has passed, so we've just named these places after legendary locations. Like, that island off the coast isn't actually Koholint Island, which it physically can't be. Squat Sun? Hell yeah! So we just named it after a legendary place, but it would be nice if they at least, you know, did the bare minimum. Like, last time they did a direct sequel with, like, Wind Waker to Phantom Hourglass, they explain the situation. Like, oh, why aren't we on familiar areas? Because we left where the first game took place to try to find a new continent for a new Hyrule, and we're in the middle of doing that work. Like, they could have done a little bit of, like, when Pyrrha was explaining how the Skyview Towers worked in Tears of the Kingdom, and say, like, yeah, it took a lot of effort, but I think it was worth it to completely scrap all the divine beasts and as many guardians as we could in order to make these things, and we've learned so much from it. Like, just something to explain why there's no guardians instead of leaving it entirely to fan theorists. Yeah, they honestly are. They're cowards. Like, just say something. Do a little bit of work instead of... Honestly, that's kind of... that they want to take their cake and eat it too, but with very little thought. It's been annoying me. Because when I was playing the last Pikmin game, spoilers for Pikmin 4 and 2, one of the most prominent fan theories that I'm like, whatever, is that for Pikmin 1, the theory of what would happen if the game continued after the bad ending and Olimar was put through the Pikmin put Olimar through the onion. It's like, yeah, all your theories about Olimar staying sentient, becoming a weird Pikmin Huckate hybrid, yeah, that's validated. Yeah, we'll just validate that fan theory. And then 2 with, oh yeah, what if Louis is evil and not just incompetent? Like, yeah, that's totally our intention. We'll do that. Like, they just wanted to do the most fan servicey stuff, and it's like, well, I wish you didn't do that because... Oh, he's diving. Wait, he's not? Well, now I'm in a very awkward spot. Like, I kind of wish they didn't do that, because those fan theories... Oh, I see. You're aware. You're being mean. That's so cool that it just drops under you. As I think you just gotta ride him. So I don't know. I feel like those theories was just both way too much fan service in one game and kind of refusing to step out of the shadow of old Pikmin while also refusing to do anything that made the game feel like old Pikmin. Like, they went way too hard into... It's kind of like the same trap that Dark Souls 2 fell into a bit of, well, we know by reputation that Dark Souls 1 is balls to the walls hard all the time and unfair to the player. So we'll make a game that'll make people say that this is balls to the walls hard and unfair to the player. Perfect. Got into Pikmin, but glad with them. Oh yeah, there's a couple series that's just good to have in general for most series of like, not my thing. Glad you're enjoying it. Like, one series in games having good things does not make your favorite series lesser. But yeah, like, they just kind of took the most either obliquely implied or, like, most common fan theory tracks and just said, like, they didn't do any. Part of my problem is that they didn't do anything interesting with it. They just said yes. Well, what do you mean yes? Yeah, you were right. All your theories, all your fan works, just correct. It's like, all right, cool to know that you're just cribbing notes from what fans do and not doing anything original. I don't know. I just feel like Nintendo's approach has been, we're going to make games first, stories second, and then they got to a point where it's like, well, fuck, we can sell a game on gameplay, but people are expecting us to do a story. Like, it's not, we can't get away with excuse plots anymore. We actually have to have a couple of characters and some progression of plot. See, yeah, that's exactly it. It seems like a really bizarre approach because that is all they've done. They've just said yes. And granted, Louis' character assassination has kind of started in 3, but they have also done the exact same plot in several games. Like, Pikmin 1 had the start plot of Olimar's ship gets crashed, crash lands on this planet, it has to blah blah blah. 2 has a different one, which I really liked, of, hey, we're sending you back, but like in a prepared survey because there's a bunch of alien treasure on that planet. Do I just have to? Yes. So go find it all and save our company from bankruptcy. No hard time limit, but the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get for the big boss. And then 3 is largely just one, but told from an outside perspective. And then 4 is, what if Olimar got the bad end of it? Why stick with the FF or Shadow Colossus approaches? Yeah, strictly interpretive. Like, if you don't want to do, if you're going to do an official lore thing, put care into it. Put some effort. Like, make it good and coherent. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But at least don't beat a dead horse and don't just make a game for the sheer express of purpose. I don't know. Pikmin 4 just, it was good. It was fun. It leaned way too into, like, oh yeah, we know our fans. Like, you think this, and this, so we're going to validate this exactly. We're going to answer every pressing fan question that's ever had a fan theory to it. And we're going to answer by just validating that. Also, we know that you're all workaholic, efficiency obsessed people, so we're going to change the tone of the game from being small in a pretty natural landscape and doing your best with everything being bigger and meaner than you are, to just being like, yeah, no, if you put a person through an onion, they also become very obsessed with efficiency. I don't know, I digress a lot. The point is, this game is really good because it does a good job with saying nothing and telling you less. I think it's a step up from Dark Souls, but that's because Dark Souls was designed with the intent of... It was designed with the creator's childhood memories of getting badly translated Western fantasy novels and having no idea what the fuck was going on and having to piece it together part by part. Yeah, and it's a tricky balance, and you can't just say, well, they should do it like this, or they should do this. You can say it vaguely with, like, they should have an approach where it's strictly interpretive, but also, I'm of the opinion that people who just play games and haven't tried making them shouldn't have a huge say into how a game is made. Because quite often you get things where I'm like, yeah, no, a game where it's just like this, and this would be great. And then I think about it. Think about games that did do that, and the other thing in isolation. It's like, actually, that would be really annoying. Maybe I don't know what I want. Yeah, backseat developers. Unless you've actually made a game, you shouldn't... I'm okay with, partially because I know I do it, and I do think, like, if you want to know what makes a good film or good book or a good piece of media, consuming a lot of media is a good way to show what does or doesn't, but there also needs to be a little bit of practical developments. Because, like, I've done enough programming through my day job that thinking about, like, yeah, it would be cool if you had things like this, or like extremely destructive environments. And then I think about it, look at what Bonanza did, and like, oh, yeah, that's fucking insane that they made that work. Like, how? Yeah, it's a cool thing about Dark Souls creation, right? It was so fascinating that they took that very formative childhood development or childhood experience, like with what Pokemon did for the childhood memories of catching bugs and having beetles fight each other. Video game development is hard as fuck. Yeah, more people need to have an appreciation for how freaking difficult it is to develop and make a game. And yeah, but also it's fine. Like, there is a point for, like, the point of critics and people who don't make game but comment on it is that, like, oh, why did this game fail? Everyone's saying it's because you did this, and this, and it didn't work out well. It was not fun, or it didn't hit very well. Huh. Well, we better start digging. Yeah. Actually, I'm looking first. Oh, hey, a safe shrine. Because, like, that sort of constructive criticism feedback, you do need that from users. You can't develop it in a vacuum. But also when giving that feedback, you have to appreciate that you don't really know a lot. Like, you don't know anything until you actually try it out. Like, I am so glad that that a lot of my opinions from how to comment on games and the like comes from the fact that I do just passively I do enjoy people picking apart a game and giving good constructive criticism of, like, overly sarcastic productions, detailed diatribes. Well, they'll do things that's like, wait, yeah, no, that's not a piece of media that I liked, but like they have one on Marvel Cinematic Universe early phase of what that did right, and it's interesting. Yeah, people need to chill, not cross it to toxicity. Like, not just, this is everything it did wrong. Like, I'll admit, I've been a little uncomfortable recently with that. I feel like I've been getting too hard into the side of just, this is what it does wrong and why I don't like. Because on one hand, I do believe that if you love a game, you really do have to be able to say, like in this case, I love Shadow of the Colossus. I don't enjoy it when I have to retry a phase of a fight several times over because I just get shook off for no reason. Oh, there's a thing there. You can shoot off just the tails, but you have to be a good shot and not have a horse in your face. But also, when you say that and nothing else, it's a little bit hard to... You lose things of like, no, actually, Tears of the Kingdom, which I frequently do rag on for having a lot of game in the game, does use all that game very well. Like, I love exploring the depths. Like, that is cool. And the themes and vibes, like the fact that you can kind of piece together in Breath of the Wild where the original battle for the first calamity in the backstory happened by saying like, huh, there's a circular hole in Heber Peak. That can only have come from a divine beast laser. Follow that through in a straight line trajectory because that bitch ain't curving, and it gets here. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. It does great things, but the flip side is exploration is only fun once, then it's a chore to find what you already know is there, and then you can only do so much of poking around and looking for stuff for so long until it's boring. Anyway, if I don't stop soon, then I'm probably not going to have enough energy to continue on for tomorrow. So we're gonna raid out. I had a lot of fun. Appreciate everyone coming by, saying hi, and chatting. Like, I don't know how we got where we got to on a lot of conversations, but I'm glad we got there. So we're gonna raid out. We're gonna raid Cassini. She recently debuted a new model, and first of all, base satellite themed android, very sweet. Also, just good artists, good vibes. Yeah, fun stream. I appreciate it. Like, I really do appreciate when people stop by and chat and say they have a fun time. Anyway, see ya.